Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this episode we do some photo critiques of Instagram photos. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Serge Ramelli. I'm a French photographer living in the beautiful city of Paris, France, and the very sunny city of Los Angeles, California. And I make 2 tutorials per week. Click here if you want to subscribe to my website to get access to over hundreds of free RAW files, Lightroom brushes, Photoshop brushes, Photoshop actions, all kind of goodies. All you have to do to get this is to sign up on my website, put in your email address, confirm it, and then you log in and you go to the free lesson section. And for every free lesson, you got source files that you can download. All right, so this week, I'm gonna start a new series of tutorials where I'm gonna review some photos on Instagram. So first of all, follow me on Instagram at PhotoSerge. And if you want me to see your photos, put the tag PhotoSergeReview, hashtag PhotoSergeReview. This way I can see it. A lot of people have been using the hashtags PhotoSergeReview, and I'm gonna show you some of the work and do some photo critiques right now. Before we get started with the review and the critic of some of the Instagram photo, I just want to remind you that if you go on my website and you click on my gear, you have this Authorized Affinity Partner banner from Adobe. If you click on this, it's going to detect which country you are in, and based on the country you are, it will make you a proposal for the Creative Cloud photography, which is Photoshop and Lightroom. And it's about 20% off. So for example, if you're in the US, which is my case right now, instead of paying $9.99, by using my code and this page, you can have it for $7.99. We're talking the full version of Photoshop and the full version of Lightroom for the price of 2 coffee. You can get Lightroom as a standalone application, but you cannot get Photoshop anymore. It's only by subscription, and I can tell you it's amazing because they give you all the updates. You have all the latest technology for like $7.99. It's a very decent deal. Okay, so let's get started. I wanted to start a new type of show that I want to do a couple of maybe 2-3 times per month, which is a photo critique. The way it works is that you have to be on Instagram and you have to follow me at @PhotoSerge. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is that you have to add the tag PhotoSergeReview. If you do add the tag PhotoSergeReview, I will see your photos and I will be talking about your Instagram and giving you some tips and some critics about your photos. So that's my Instagram feed, and some of your photos will be not only posted on my feed. I only have 12,000 subscribers, but it will also be on my YouTube channel, which is one of the biggest in the world on Lightroom with over 320,000 subscribers. So all you have to do is follow me at @PhotoSerge and putting the hashtag PhotoSergeReview. Okay, so let's get going for this week's review. I want to talk about this photo. This is a beautiful photo. So one thing before we start, some of the reviews is just to acknowledge some photos that I really find amazing. And like this one, I don't really have anything to say than just wow. And and I'm also going to put the link of every single person in the description of the video, so you can follow them on Instagram by clicking their link on the YouTube video. So I love this photo. I love the texture. I love this sort of golden hour with the shadows are very big. It's just full of texture. I don't know. One of the key things in composition is there to forward a message. His message is just the dunes. Nothing is distracting from the message. We have a small man here giving the scale of the scene. Beautiful work from Ajwawi Photography. Ajwawi Photography. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, but you know what? I am only French. Okay, let's carry on. Then we come to Edward Lima. I also love this photo. The subject, this is really a photo where the subject matters. There's a few things I have to say about the photo, but look at this. You have a small village up on the mountain. You have, let me zoom in a little bit, a small village up on the mountain. The composition is amazing. Personally, the clouds I find is a little bit too much clarity on the clouds. There's a little bit too much black in the clouds. I would put a graded filter and make the cloud a little bit with minus clarity so that we have a contrast between the rocks which are, you know, very solid, very textured, and the sky. But that's just me again. And I love the fact that the photo is not too contrasty. I think it works really well. So very well done to Iluyu Lima. All right, next one. This one I really like. The subject again is great. The lone exposure makes the flow. Look at this hole of water. You know, the hole of this sort of hole where the water goes in. You know, it's really nice. The clouds are a little bit puffy. I just really like the photo. The colors, the composition, everything is great. You know, what I look at in a photo is first the composition. You know, is it forwarded one message or is it distracting? Second is the light. And third, I look for, is there a foreground, middle ground, and a background? This one has this item as the foreground. I would say the middle ground is this and the sun, and the background is the cloud. So it's got depth, so which is cool. So well done to Felgraph Photography. Then we have this one. Now this one I really love the composition. Look at this. Talk about having a foreground element and leading lines. You've got some nice steps in you know, the dunes. So it's again Ajawi photography. Beautiful work. The only thing I don't like about this photo is I think the light is a bit boring. I would, you know, with a sunset with such a composition, it would be a killer. But composition is great because you got foreground, you got little lines, you got middle ground, you got background. It's just the background on this one is I find a little bit boring. So, you know, he's got the composition, he's got the foreground, he's got the middle ground, he's got the background, he's got the leading line, but he's missing a little bit of the light. The light is a bit too simple for me. And remember that photography means writing with the light. So more extraordinary light, it will be more, you know, your photo will be amazing. I've seen some people taking photos of trash cans with, you know, beautiful light. Okay, that's one I want to talk about. This one is from Swaint1. There's a few things that I want to talk about the photo. First thing is, I don't like the foreground on this one. I think the foreground is too much of a high frequency texture. It's always very tricky when you take photos and you have grass or little things like this confusing as a foreground element. I find it confusing and I find it violates the message of the photo, which is that sunset of this lake club. And this is too much distracting. The light is nice, although I think that he did a bit too much. I think there's a bit too much contrast on the sky. I don't like when it's too much black in the sky, but the light is nice, and the middle ground is okay. I think the main thing wrong with this photo is really the foreground element with too much frequency texture. But anyways, I want to give this maybe improve thing. I would have framed it so that there is like only one plant in the foreground, not all these plants. Maybe not possible, but that's what I would have done. Okay. And again, this is only my viewpoint. You might hate my opinions. You know, apparently some people like my opinion. This is just what I think. I love this one. I'd love to go to this place. I've seen many photos, including a very famous one from Trey Ratcliffe there. I love the colors, the green there. I think the light could have been even more crazier, but I like the little lines. I even like that there is people in giving the scale. I think that the only thing that I would have done is a lot more dodge and burn. I would have done like a whole vignette effect. And I find that the tonal values of this are a bit too much even. I would have put some radial filters here and there just to break the tonal value, but very subtle, not too much. But that's but great photos. So very well done to Corey Schatt. I'm sorry how you pronounce it. Okay, next we have J.SC. I want to talk about this photo. Famous place that I know, Notre Dame, one of the most credible church in Paris. The light is okay. Well, I still believe it's not really natural light, but it's fine. It's nice light. The problem with this photo is it's really flat. When you do architecture photography and you take something like Notre Dame and you take it completely in front, it's already very hard to give depth to your photo. It just makes the whole subject very flat. I've taken this building many times, and I really advise you to go around it and see if you can get as a perspective. Like, check the difference with this photo. It's a completely different subject, still in Paris, but you see how that's what I'm talking about, leading lines. That's really getting you depth in a photo. On this one, you only have a middle ground and background. You got no foreground elements, and you got no leading lines. And it just makes the photos very second dimension, not third dimension. Anyways, just saying that's what I want to say on this one. Now on this one, I love the little lines. I see what he was trying to do with the black and white. I find that the black are not strong enough. I would have, on Lightroom, I would have put the blacks even more. So this is from Monsieur Bruce Aspley from Paris, France. I would have done a little bit more contrasty there. And the fact that the sky is completely burned, I mean, I don't know. I find that maybe adding a little bit more contrast in the sky could have worked on this photo. And I would have a little vignette effect because I think this whole section here has the same tonal value. So I would do a little gradient to break a little bit the tonal value. And if you want to see what I mean, look at some of my older video. I do that on every single photo where I always break the tonal value. But anyway, it's a great composition. The message is great. It's just that I would have done something better with the light. That's my friend Alex. Alex from Venice, Italy. An amazing photographer. He's actually learned me a lot of things on long exposure. That's one of his photos. Check him out. His work is breathtaking. He does super long exposure, usually between 4 to 7 minutes during the day with a 12 f-stop. This one's got, you know, a foreground element, middle ground, and background. The light is amazing. The contrast is amazing. It's just, for me, that's exactly what long exposure is great for. So very well done to Medani Photography, BNW. You should really check him out. You can follow him on, look at the description in my video to follow all these nice people. Okay. Then we have Monsieur Lokana Milan. All right. I don't know if it's a girl or a woman. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. This photo, I believe it's a lady. The photo, I mean, the colors look kind of fake to me because it's very saturated, but I love the photo. I don't know why. I just love the photo. I love that there's a foreground elements, the middle ground with the lake, and the background. The light is completely unreal and crazy. I love this photo. So very well done to Milan. I don't know what else to say than just bravissimo, as we say in Italy. Okay, this one I also love. Nothing else to say. It's just, look at this. It's great composition, foreground element, middle ground with the reflection and the mountain in the background. Perfection. This is a beautiful, beautiful photo. You should really check out this photographer, Jan Breckvold Photography. Okay, next we have this one now, Alessandro Bizzarri. Alessandro Bizzarri, buongiorno Alessandro. I wanted to talk about this photo. This photo, I kind of like the mood of the black and white, but I think, and I like the dodge and burn that he did because that's what I'm talking about, like tonal values not being the same. But all these foreground people for me is much too distracting. So very well done for the tonal value. I would have had a little bit more black and I would have maybe shot this on a very long exposure and D12 to get rid of everybody or come very early in the morning. Maybe not possible, maybe possible, but I like the mood of the photo. So, voilà, bravissimo Alessandra Bizzarri. Okay, next. This one, I like the colors in this one of the middle ground. Foreground is the lake, the reflection. Middle ground is I like the autumn colors. I don't like the sky. I would have done something to the sky. Maybe add a graded filter to it. Maybe wait for sunset. Probably a better idea. But I like the composition. I like the colors. I just think the sky is missing a little bit of something. You know, Monsieur Paul Niran. Anyways, it's still a nice photo. Okay, and the last one I want to talk to you today is Mirza Photo, famous photographer, Mirza Photo. This one is a very HDR-y look. It's got high frequency texture, but somehow I like it. And the reason I want to show this photo is that when you have high clouds like this in the sky, which you often do everywhere on the planet, it makes beautiful textures and makes also beautiful black and white and makes beautiful HDR. And personally, I would have added a little bit of minus clarity in the sky to make a contrast between a little bit more puffy high clouds and the rest. But I like the colors, I like the mood of the photo. So voila. So that's my review for this week. I hope you learned a couple of things. I hope I didn't upset anybody. I'm only doing this with my viewpoint. If you're going to ask another artist, he's going to give you another viewpoint. But hey, that's my viewpoint. Mesdames et messieurs, I will see you in another episode. Bonjour and bienvenue, welcome on my website. Do you want to get hundreds of raw files from all over the place where you can play around with? Do you want to get amazing free Lightroom presets, free brushes, free Photoshop actions? All you have to do is enter your email address. You will receive an email. You can then create an account, and then you can access this free lesson tab. You can choose from over 200 free lessons. Every free lesson is going to have source files for you to download and play around with. It's a great way to learn photography, learn post-processing for nothing. No money, it's all free. It's a gift to you as a member of photoserge.com. So thank you and welcome, and let's do some photos together.